Click go live. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, we should be live.
Let me see.
Now, first things first, in this live stream, I have remounted my microphone so that it's like up next to me and like not actually blocking anything now, which is epic. So, like it's completely out of the way. Now, that might also mean I need to add some gain to it or something like that to make it fine. So, let me know in chat if the audio's okay, if it's not okay, whatever. Let me know. AJ, to answer your question, why go back to Gentoo? Mainly because for some weird reason, it's only based off of the performance I get in Valheim. That's literally all I have, because in every other game, seems Arch is running just fine. But
gaming is awesome.
Yeah, for some reason in Gentoo, I get better FPS, or I get better, obviously a better frame rate, but I can also keep the settings bumped up in Valheim for some weird reason. I don't understand it, but I get worse performance in Valheim here on Arch, and I like playing Valheim, and I want to get back into it, so that's why we're going back to Gentoo.
Me too with you, and I definitely want to beat those bosses with you.
Yeah. There's a very loud fan noise in the background. Oh, well, that would make sense. Oh, lol, that's not a fan. That's my hard drive. That's my 14 terabyte hard drive making that noise.
Jeez.
Now, hold on. I can fix that. Let me go into filters. Let's turn on some
I get to do this
suppression.
next week. Wait, yeah, I get to do this next week? Matt, I cannot wait. Like, I'd love to be there with you. I can't wait to be there with you, bro. Whether in the live chat or in spirit or just with you.
Wait, hold on. You get to do this next week? Hold on. What? Hold on.
It's lovely.
Let's.
I am so excited. Let's everyone cheer for Matt.
Gosh. I believe it's the Linux cast. It's just. It is. Hold on. We have to check. Is Matt at? Did he hit his goal?
That's awesome. I gotta.
Oh my word.
Matt
cannot
wait.
Matt is just under his goal. I am very jealous, Matt. Like, that is some good money. Like, that is awesome. Like, you're
good people. Good people. Keep doing it. You know, keep doing it, man. Gotta support this guy.
Use what you guys want to use. But again, can I get a yay or nay? Like, do I need to bump up the audio on my microphone at all? Did the like fan noise or hard drive noise in the background go away? Because I don't want to go through the entire live stream having terrible audio. Oh, you only missed it because of Patreon fees. I like it. Can't skate by off of a technicality. I like it. You're a little soft on the audio. Perfect. Okay. I figured I was based off of the sound meter. But let me go down here. I will add a little touch of gain. We'll bump it up 1.5 decibels. How does that sound? Hopefully that's better. Like, I didn't bump it up too much. I just gave it a little bit over 1 decibel. So hopefully this is fine. Should come through. No problem. Okay, I'm getting AJ saying the audio's fine. Good. Yay dash ran Zaney's Gentoo ISO. Yeah. I'll be there in chat. Oh, yes. Okay. I don't think I've watched Matt's latest video. But, alright, so let me take this over here. We need to get the Gentoo handbook loaded up. Of course, no Gentoo install would be complete without the handbook. We want AMD 64. Perfect. We do not want to choose the right install medium. Let's see. Can I get you to go here? Yes. And then we're going to need a terminal. We're going to put that right over here. Perfect. And let me zoom on into this so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. I mean, Buddy is just playing with his bowl back there. True. Hey, what's the point in sleep when you can install Gentoo? Am I right or am I right? Yes, we're installing Gentoo from Kubuntu. Just to let you guys know, if you install like Gentoo through the Gentoo ISO, you've already done it wrong. Like, it's not like you're gonna fail or anything, or that's just the wrong way of doing it. But you can install Gentoo from anywhere, so it's better to just use an ISO that has like a full desktop environment where, you know, you can stream with it or have Discord open, do all that stuff. I'm not gonna ban you, no root. Come on, like if you hang around in the Discord, you'll find out like my Discord is like slowly morphed into a lot of like Apple users, Window users, and then there's like the vocal minority that use Linux. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. Oh, we're gonna lose an hour. All right, so first things first, I've got got the network. Choosing the right installed medium. That's all good. Configuring the network. Let's just start here. I've already got the network all set up and working just fine. Okay, so now we're going to need to prepare our disk, and we're going to need to do the partition scheming right now. And since we're doing UFI, we're going to have a UFI boot partition. Should just stop talking and like get started. Okay. Yes, and it wouldn't be an Ubuntu-based distribution if we didn't have all of the beautiful snap loopback devices in my LS BLK command. Yes, it's just you gotta love snap, man. You just got to. I mean, you really don't have to, but you know, suck it up. You're gonna like it. Let's do Fdisk because we are going to install to my Nvme drive here. I've got all my stuff backed up to my 12 terabyte hard drive. So let's do fdisk/dev/nvme0n1. Perfect. Permission denied. Oh, are we not in? Hold on. There's a password for that. Is the password like Kubuntu or some shit? Kubuntu? No. Hold on. What is the root password on here? Is it root? It's got to be like root or admin or something like that, right? I mean, like, what's the password on Kubuntu? Su admin? No. Live user? What? What is it? What? Root password, Kubuntu live. Wait, what? Try sudo -su or try sudo su dash. Wait, hold on. So what does the dash do? Huh? Does the dash mean that there's like no root password?
Oh, I usually what? I usually just do a sudo password and set a new one.
Oh, well, I mean that's definitely one way of doing it. Sudo su. Huh. Okay. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, sudo su, true.
I mean, Look, I don't know. It was black magic there. I'm going to assume it was just sudo su. Let it run. I don't know. Okay.
Hello, Space Guy Bob. How you doing?
Yes. How's it going? Okay, so we need to do fdisk /dev/nvme 0n1. Okay, so we've got fdisk loaded up here. We're going to partition my NVMe drive. So when you're partitioning a drive for UEFI, it's important to remember this. You want to do G, give it a GPT partition label. Then we're going to do N for a new default or new partition. We're going to do the default for the new one. The first sector is where it starts. You always want to leave this default. Then for the last sector, we're going to do plus 850 capital M for 850 megabytes. That's probably more than you'll ever need for a boot partition, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Then we're going to remove this signature because there's already a VFAT partition of this exact same size on here. So yes, we're going to remove that because we want to partition it. Then we're going to do T, which is important because now we're going to set the type of partition this is. We're going to do 1 because it's an EFI system. Cool. Now we're going to do another new partition. This is the default number 2 partition. Just going to press enter. Again, first sector is where it's going to start. It's going to start immediately at the end of the last one. Cool. And then for the last sector, we're going to do plus. This is our swap partition. I've got 32 gigs of RAM in here, so I'm going to do 32, capital G for gigabytes. And yes, that is the scientific term for it, gigabytes. If you've heard anyone call it anything else, they're lying to you. It's gigabytes. And then we're going to say, yes, we want to remove the thing on it, whatever. We're going to write that, and then we're going to do, again, T, and it's going to default to the second one. And so we're going to press enter, and then here we're going to do 19. This is for Linux swap. If you want to get the list of what the numbers is, because I have these memorized. If you don't, you can just type a capital L. It says that. It'll tell you what the numbers are for different shit. And then we're going to do the last one, and this one, all default. So default third, default first sector, default last sector, and that default will take up the entire rest of the drive. And then this is Linux file system, the rest of the NVMe size, which is like 898 gigs. Perfect. And we're not going to change that because we want it to be a Linux file system. So write that shit. Cool beans. Now, after doing that, if we were to scroll down a bit, you'd see next up is making the partitions. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and create and do all this shit down here, like creating and activating all the file systems, or activating like the swap partitions, all that. So to do that, we're going to do mkfs.vfat-f32, and this is for a FAT32 system, or file system, dev/nvme 0n1 P1. Now, I know the naming schemes of NVMe drives, so that's how I can remember this, but you just want to do the first partition because that's what we made an EFI partition. Boop, done. mkfs.ext4/dev/nvme 0n1 P3 for the third partition. Perfect. That's going to take a second. All right. Then we're going to do mk swap for /dev/nvme 0n1 P2, which is second partition. Make a swap there, and then we'll do go back back up here, and now we're going to do swap on. Good lord, if I could type swap on. Perfect. Now if we do lsb OK, you can see we got all of these, and our one swap partition is made and now on and activated. Beautiful. So now what we need to do is, so this is a tip right here. These are important to keep an eye on. Users of non-Gentoo installation media will need to create the mount point by running this command right here. Oh, woo. So because we're not on the Gentoo installation, we need to actually make the directory /mnt/Gentoo. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to mount our partition, our big ext4 partition to mnt/Gentoo. So let's do that. Let's do mount /dev/nvme 0n1 P3 because that's the last biggest partition, and we're going to mount that to /mnt/Gentoo. Gentoo. Perfect. Now, what we need to do, technically speaking, we could do this later, but we're going to go ahead and do it now. We're just going to go ahead and mount your. Hold on, my face is in the way. Oh yeah, well, I mean, my face is in the way of the in the terminal. So hold on, let me move this over here. There we go. Actually, you know what? Let me just move it right here. Just right over there. It'll be on the website, covering up the footer. Shouldn't be a problem. Actually, I'll move it over here closer so it doesn't cover anything up. All right, that matters. There we go. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything important in chat. No, to answer AJ's comment, yes, a 32 gigabyte swap, not really. No, it's not needed. The important thing to keep in mind on Linux is if you don't have a swap that can cover up as much RAM as you have, you won't be able to do things like put your computer into hibernate. It like it'll crash. It won't work. So important to keep that in mind. The only reason I make a swap that's that big is just because I do, if I ever want to set up hibernate, I don't want to have to do a complete reinstall or jump through hoops to try and get a swap file set up and all that. No, it's just, no. I'll just go ahead and give it the size it might need if I ever want to do something like hibernate. But now we need to mount our boot partition in here. And to do that, we need to do make dir, and then we can do -p or -- parents, whatever you want to do. But we're going to do /mnt/gentoo/boot/EFI. Make that directory, and then we're going to mount to boot/EFI, and we're going to mount the first partition there. Perfect. So now if we do an lsblk, you'll see we've got our boot partition is mounted, our swap is mounted, and our final one is mounted. All right. And so now installing the stage tarball. Setting the date and time. Let's check the date.
I'm back, Tyler.
Welcome back. Is that accurate at all? No, it's not. Wrong day, wrong everything. Let me fix
And
this.
there's two ways of doing this. You can do the date command or the NTP command, depending upon what you want to do.
Or I could just change it here.
One of the two.
Wait, hold on. What?
What?
Huh? What is this?
What?
What are you? You shitting me? Their GUI does not have a way of me setting up.
Actually,
it's in settings. You have to go to date and time. It's separate. KD's always like.
Oh yeah, because this is digital clock setting. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my dude.
This is one of the nutsy things about KDE, I tell you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Everything is so segmented and like split apart.
Yes. Definitely.
XFC doesn't have that stupid problem.
Yeah. But then again, XFC also like shits its pants when you give it multiple monitors.
Yeah. I've never. I don't think I've ever ran XFC, to be honest with you.
It's a lot less heavy than KDE.
Yeah, it's a lot less heavy. Okay, are you?
But it's also a pain in the ass with multi-monitors. Yes, it is.
Date and time, no.
But
oh, that's why the time's wrong. Oh, it's set in UTC. Okay, let's keep it in UTC.
Yeah, I would actually change it because it might bitch at you down the road. I've had it do that.
Well, it's actually. I'm pretty sure I remember it. This might be me misremembering and this being LFS information, but as far as I remember, when it comes to Gentoo and LFS, if you set it to a local time zone and then set up everything, it can fuck everything up because you need to have UDP set or UTC set and then change it or set your local time zone.
Once you reboot, well, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. But I personally never had any problems. But if you want to change it, go by all means.
I'll just run the NTP command.
That's probably easier.
Oh my god! Of course, I need to install it. apt install NTP. That's so cute. That's so cute. It doesn't come with NTP. I love it.
NTP.
Chef's kiss, Kubuntu. Chef's kiss. Come on now.
Yeah. Just a shame Ubuntu doesn't come with all these things.
Yeah. But hey, man, they come with snaps. That's what counts. That's what matters.
Yeah. And their Firefox is even a snap now. Snap.
What the heck is this? NTP, unable to bind to wildcard address. Another process may be running, exiting.
Yeah, I don't ever do NTPD. I don't ever do NTPD.
I would recommend just changing it through the GUI personally, because it may be blocked by the. Oh, I see what happened. The NTP service got started, so it might be just changing it. It just sometimes with NTP it takes a bit of time. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's getting the same output. I mean, to be honest, it's set to UTC anyway, and right here inside of the manual it says UTC time is recommended for all Linux systems. A time zone will be defined later in the installation. So let's just skip it.
Go with it.
Roll with it. So we want multi-lib tarball, obviously, with OpenRC, not systemd. Because we're not crazy.
And Gentoo is a bitch. Yeah. Not worth it.
Keep that in mind, Matt. You probably don't want systemd when you're installing Gentoo. Again, like when you're new to Gentoo, you're like, I'll do what I want. I'm sure it'll be easier. No, it's not.
No.
Systemd, it's not easy. All right,
let's go back at all.
Gentoo, I want to get that stage 3 tarball. Oh, I always thought it was on their front page, but no, it is in the downloads page. So we want the OpenRC. Oh wait, you can now get the stage 3 tarball with the desktop profile already selected. Yo.
Evidently, yes.
Yeet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Save that file.
Might save you a lot of hell.
Yeah. Save that. Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a really nice live stream.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoyable, yeah. No, yeah. Great people.
Well, we just wait.
Mm-hmm. It's odd, like you would think nobody's interested in Gentoo, and then like you know, all of the interesting people come out for Gentoo.
Viewers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty funny if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, hopefully this live stream will keep people from being scared away from Gentoo. Look, you might be like me and try installing it 8 times and it not work, okay? But the time that you do install it and it works, it's really freaking nice. Like, it is exceptionally nice.
Especially Plasma. Like, I love Plasma, to be honest with you, with Gentoo. Like, it is just a desktop. Like, if you're an old timer or someone that really like used Windows 95, like that setup and have all your files and like Plasma with Gentoo with a nice simple setup, minimalistic, it's just beautiful.
It's hard to beat.
Hate on that.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that you can make either really minimal or really bloated.
Yeah, I agree with you. And
the more you put into it, the worse it gets. But the less you put into it, the better it gets.
Yeah, I agree with you. All I do is change the dark mode, everything, and then I do a nice ass dark Gentoo symbol. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it however you want it, and it doesn't go bad.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the nice thing about Gentoo is like you, I don't know, like you get as someone who tried installing LFS and understands kind of how LFS works, like
Works.
you get like the best of both worlds. You get a system that you can definitely use, like maintain on a daily basis, but you get the level of customization that you would get with like LFS, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, well, you get the level of customization in LFS that's not insane. Like where you're spending 15 hours customizing something that you probably don't want to.
There's a lot of tools that are provided to you that have extreme customization of your system, extreme.
But
and then you also get portage, which I mean, portage is like, it's probably the best package manager I've ever used.
Yes, I agree with you on that, hands down. Especially the way it handles package installations, especially through and the way it handles its scripts installs. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. And I mean the fact that like it uses essentially like layers, like kind of like an extension of portage, but not really to the level that the AUR is an extension of, like Pac-Man.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you. Like the overlays.
Yeah, overlays. I'm sorry, I said layers. My bad.
And there's Mr. O'Shea.
Yes, O'Shea. By the way, I've not been saying hi to everybody as they came into the stream, which is my bad.
Yes, that reminds me, O'Shea. In particular, I'm gonna go have to
What's up?
subscribe to you, bro.
O'Shea, I didn't realize you were in the call. Welcome.
Oh yeah. I've been here for about a minute or two.
Oh,
awesome.
Well, O'Shea, welcome to the stream and the call. Tim Elliott, it's good to see you. AJ, welcome. Obviously, it's been nice talking with you. Smoig, it's been a minute. Nice to see you as well. Craig and Linux Cast and everybody. Nice to see everybody.
Great pick, O'Shea. Great pick, man.
Is Gentoo any better or worse than Manjaro with Plasma? Look, in regards to the Plasma package, you're probably going to have a more up-to-date version of KDE with Gentoo.
Hands down.
Yeah. Well, actually, I take that back. There's no way that you won't have a more up-to-date. Because
hands down, it feels different.
Yeah, Manjaro lags 2 weeks behind Arch. And also, Gentoo is typically faster to update than Arch.
And it's a much faster tweak to your system. Like to me, on older hardware, it was just so nice, bro. Experiencing Plasma Gentoo. Than any other. Like I tried Manjaro, Plasma, all the other Plasmas, like all the things, KDE, Neon, all that stuff. The only thing that felt extremely fantastic, like it was just functioning like right away, thunder. KDE Plasma.
Well, I mean, there's also the thing too when it comes to Manjaro in particular. Manjaro is the most unreliable system I've ever used. I mean, I have ever look, if you use Manjaro and you like it, that's awesome. That's like more power to you. I genuinely am happy for you because Manjaro is, by all accounts, it's pretty much just Arch made easier. So that's awesome. But stability wise and functionality wise, I've never had a distribution break or act weird like Manjaro. Manjaro, left, right, and center. I have weird things that are supposed to work, either don't work or not the way that they're supposed to. Manjaro is also the only Arch-based system I have ever used that couldn't mount my Steam library from an exFAT drive. And I had Manjaro users reach out and tell me that, obviously, exFAT doesn't even work on Linux. And brother, exFAT definitely works on Linux. Like, it's not even a question that it works. It just might not work on Manjaro, which I've also used Manjaro before and mounted an exFAT drive and used it successfully. So, again, when it comes to Manjaro, it's just very tipsy-topsy on whether or not it's going to work.
I mean, Gentoo seems like a new world when you get into it. Like it really does. But when at the end of the day, it's just your system. It's not any it's different, but Scott Tyler's so good about it.
Look,
Hey,
like Tan's saying, I disagree. Manjaro never broke for me or my father, who isn't software savvy. Look, like I'm not saying Manjaro's guaranteed to break or anything at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Manjaro's bad, it's unreliable or anything. I'm just saying, in my experience, I've never had a distro act as weird as Manjaro does. I know for plenty of people,
I agree with
it works
that.
great.
I think it was good. I liked it, and when I started trying to mess with it and all this stuff, it's not like it's very good when you like Gentoo was good for me because I can mess a bunch with everything.
Yeah. And I mean, like a good example is, even though this will definitely trigger some people, like the Linus Tech Tips whole series on Linux, he used Manjaro for most of it, and Manjaro definitely acted up for him in cases where Linux Mint didn't even have a problem. And again, I'm not saying that you're prone to have that, but I'm saying in general, like Manjaro is one of those distributions where it either works completely fine for you and you never have issues, or it's not like it's broken, but just stuff will act weird and funky for you. Like it's a 50-50.
See, here's the thing about Linux Tech Tip when it kind of disturbed me a little bit. Look, if you're gonna try Linux, especially when you're dealing with games, try a version that's known to be good for playing well.
He did. He started off on Pop OS.
Pop OS is good.
Yeah. Pop OS is designed by System 76 for gaming specifically.
Okay, so I haven't played with that one yet. I heard about it, just haven't played with it yet.
The only reason he didn't keep using Pop OS throughout the install is he didn't listen to a warning message when he was trying to update stuff, and he deleted the desktop environment. And he was like, "Oh God, this is broken," and moved on. Which Pop OS has since fixed that. It's a good thing that they fixed it. But people nag on him because they're like, "You couldn't read a message. You deleted the work. Like you're such an idiot." Like, look, he's new to Linux. He's never really used it. Accidents happen. So, like, again, that's kind of my point with Manjaro. Like, even a distro designed for new Linux users, designed to work and make life easy for new users, can still have issues. Like, it's not perfect for everybody. That's why there's thousands of different distros. Like, this one is meant for someone just like you with the system that you have. You'll find it and it'll work great.
I have to go try Pop.
Actually, that is one thing that I've heard from a lot of people is the GNOME Manjaro distribution is the best. Like that's what people recommend the most. The only reason that like when I talk about Manjaro, I'm talking about the KDE version because that's the one that I know most people just who hear about Manjaro, that's the one that they download. Like,
yeah.
But I'm not a massive fan of GNOME. If Matt's still in here, the Linux cast, he can definitely tell you he's not a fan of GNOME. But
I like
GNOME.
I like GNOME. I like it a lot. To be honest with you,
I don't like it. But objectively, from a new user's perspective, GNOME is very easy to use. It makes causing issues or changing stuff that's going to cause issues less likely. Like you have to know what you're doing to modify GNOME. Which
you do. Their touchpad support too for laptops is really nice. I think their back window switch your what desktop you're on. It's I like their mouse pad support.
Let me tell you what, I quit liking GNOME when they switched. Was 2.0 or 3.0? When they tried to make it real.
It was during 3.0 that changed.
Yeah, I ain't like that. I did not like it. Because it seemed like things were just much easier and stuff was just able to get to when you want to get to the background and change a lot of features. It was just much easier to get to. Now, you kind of had to relearn. Once they hit that 3.0, you actually had to relearn it to go back and find a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, man.
Now I need to go back in here, see, go up.
But let me tell you what, my go-to is Peppermint Linux and Linux Mint. Those are my go-to.
Really? That's
awesome. Yeah. Because look, if you got look, it doesn't matter what computer you have, low end or high end. Oh, it works.
for AJ, like Tyler won't agree with this, but I love using Pipewire. I personally love using it with the Pipewire Detch Alsa and Jack and other support, because you could use it through, and then you could get it through Paul Boot control and control it all.
Yeah.
You could also use Pulse Audio for great script support and great other things.
I mean, really, in all honesty, if you're going to use GNOME, you should be using Pipewire. Like, I mean, well, you should be using Pipewire as long as you're not like me and you like to load an echo cancellation module or play around with it. Like, if you're not doing any of that and you just want reliable audio and you're using GNOME, Pipewire's perfect for that. Like, because if you're not using GNOME, it's really hard to change audio or anything unless you're using Pavu control. And at that point, it gets confusing for people because they don't understand, like, okay, why am I using a Pulse Audio volume control to mess with Pipewire? Like, am I even doing it right? So it can get confusing. But like, if you're not doing that stuff and you're using GNOME, Pipewire is going to work great for you. Like, you'll probably run into less issues using Pipewire.
Right. I mean, I've tried Pipewire on Gentoo, and at first I had issues, but at first I just stuck to Pulse one way or another. I mean, it just works that way for me.
Okay, I am supposed to be in the /mnt directory. Yes. Okay, so now let's unpack this tarball. B, and let's go back in here, and we're going to do stage 3, give it the actual name for it just to make sure we don't have any issues, and then we're going to extract this tarball. Wait, bro, the rust-bin is included.
Nice.
The Rust binary is included in the desktop profile.
Holy cow! That makes the job a hell of a lot easier.
I could genuinely kiss some of the Gentoo developers right now. Like, chef's kiss, boys. Gorgeous. That is one of the most genius. Oh my god, that is awesome. Whoever decided to do that is a genuine fucking hero. He deserves
a gold medal.
Oh, that man is a brilliant son of a gun. Oh, that is awesome.
I would literally, this is going to sound strange, but I would literally give him a fucking hug for that.
I'd kiss him, bro. I'd straight up kiss. I mean, come here, man. No homo. Come here. That is just gorgeous.
I would do that same damn shit right now if he was sitting next to me in the room. I'd be like, dude, no homo, but come here, you.
But Tan, I was going to use OpenBSD and install it on my system and do some nice stuff with taking my extra 6600 XT, putting that in a different computer, and doing a doing a gaming rig that I used Chrome or Chromium and used Chrome's UDP to go into it, remote into it and play games. The problem with that is I found out I tried doing a KVM setup so I could have a virtual Windows gaming machine, and I wanted to do it virtualized to the screen instead of doing a direct output through video. And Splice can technically, which Splice is the virtual display that you're going to use, can technically do 64 hertz, but you have to do some really funky shit to get it working. And even then I tried doing some of the stuff and I still couldn't get it to go above 1 hertz, which, yes, that's literally what Splice can do in Windows, is 1 fucking hertz, which is beautiful if you want to do gaming. Obviously everyone games at 1 hertz, duh. So UDP apparently uses the same thing, so it would be a Splice virtual screen, and so I'd have to overcome those problems again. And nah, I'll just set up my gaming rig and just go with Gentoo where I can game on it and call it a day. Okay, so
I mean, I would probably say the same, Tyler.
Yeah. All right, remove the stage 3 because we're done with it. Now it wants me to use nano. Lol. Hold on. Please tell me Vim's on here.
It may not be. You may have to compile it.
Why? Ubuntu
Gentoo
developers, what is wrong with you? Give me Vim. It's not that big of a package. It's necessary.
You may have to install it.
It's necessary unless I want to load up that dirty nano, which I will not do.
Yeah.
Is Gentoo a dev? Is Gentoo based on dev?
No. It's independent.
Yeah, Gentoo is an independent distro.
Okay.
A lot of things are based off of Debian, but Gentoo's not one of them.
Because I'm
Gentoo, does Gentoo use Weyland by default?
Gentoo does not use anything by default.
Indeed.
No.
You choose. And so I would say you could definitely get Weyland working in Gentoo. As far as I know,
Yes.
plenty of people do it. I have never done it. So, okay.
I have,
okay.
and I have done it with Sway, and I've loved it with the i3 configurations.
Yeah. Me personally, though, I cannot give you any heads or tails on how easy or difficult it would be. I've never done it. So, let's see.
I'm gonna tell you why I asked that question, because I'm looking at root at Kubuntu. I'm like,
he's only using it to build Gentoo through, basically.
Yeah. So essentially, like with the way Gentoo works, or not the way that Gentoo works, but the way that you're going to install Gentoo, you can do it from anywhere. So like if I was going to install to another drive, not the same drive that I was running my Arch distro on, I could have just installed Gentoo to the other drive from my install of Arch, never even having to reboot, do anything like that. And then,
but he chose to install it in place of Arch, basically.
Yeah. So I'm in a Kubuntu live. For anyone who's joining in who's not understanding quite what's going on, I'm in Kubuntu right now. I'm on a live USB right now, booting off of it, and I'm installing Gentoo to the hard drive from Kubuntu's live USB, because this way I get to have the full desktop environment. I can live stream, do all of that while installing Gentoo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the aim for this one, was to have a live environment so that he could talk to us and stream while he's installing it.
What?
All right, so let's go down here. We want the 5000 series safe flags, which again, just so everyone knows, you don't really need to go through here and select exactly the class of CPU that you have and add these flags in here. Hello. You don't have to do that. I'll go back and show you what you can do instead. Let's see, will this work? Yes. Q save that. So if you don't want to do that, instead of doing that, you can just do, this is a common safe flag right here. If you do this -march equals native and then the -02 -pipe, pretty much any CPU you have, as long as it's a normal Intel or AMD processor, whatever it is, it's going to work fine with this flag here. The only reason I change it is there's an off chance that you could get a little bit more performance or a little bit faster compile times if you're using one that's dedicated for your CPU. Just saying. So if you're confused at what I just did there or anything, again, you can just copy this instead of going and picking exactly which one you did. Also, that's good too to know if you don't know exactly what CPU you have, don't worry about it. You're not really going to have to spend a lot of time. And then the next thing that we need to do inside this file is we need to add down here, under all of the first stuff. I mean, it really doesn't matter where in the file you put this, but I like putting it underneath this stuff, is Mailbox. And I always forget the S equals, and we're going to give it -J, and here is how this normally how you're advised to do this. You should, when using parallel emerges or -jobs or compiling, the effective number of jobs can grow exponentially. So this can be worked around by running localhost. Oh wait, hold on, I'm reading the wrong thing. this is what we should be using, the warning here. Using a large number of jobs can impact memory consumption. So you want to have 2 gigabytes of RAM for each job specified. Okay, so each job is how many like cores you can have compiling, and you also want to make sure that you have 2 gigs per cores you have. I have 32 gigs, and this is an 18 core, or fuck, I wish it was an 18 core, an 8 core, 16 thread CPU. So I have 16 jobs or threads to use. I'm not going to use all of them because then the stream would shit itself. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do 12. So I'm going to leave 4 threads for streaming. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's again
I'm
probably more
using
cores than I need.
6.
Yeah.
No, I do 12. 12 is good. 12
Yeah.
is a very good.
I could
Yeah,
probably
good.
get away with 14, but hey, it's not that.
Yes,
hard.
yeah, I agree with you. I would do 14 personally, but
I'm
on
gonna
your
keep it
end,
safe.
it's
Entirely up
12
to you
seems
what you
good.
want to do.
I'm gonna keep it safe. That way, like halfway through compiling something, I don't get messages like, "Hey, the stream just shit itself," or "Hey, the stream just dropped to 320p." Like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. All right. So now
Mine
what we
to
need to do
12
is
just because I have the
select.
same CPU.
In order to download, so I'm going to go ahead and read this off here. In order to download source code quickly, it's recommended to select a fast mirror. Portage will look in the make.conf file for this, like in all capitals, Gentoo mirrors variable, and it will and it'll use that list of mirrors in order to download shit. And you want to make sure that it's put in order as the fastest. So they have a nice little tool called Mirror Select. Which can do this, which I'm 99% sure is not on it. So tip, it is safe to skip this step when using non-Gentoo installation media. The app Portage Mirror Select patch can be emerged later within the stage 3, and then the action is defined there. I'm going to see if Mirror Select is a package for Debian, or for Ubuntu. I highly doubt it, but I'm going to see. Install Mirror Select. Yeah, I didn't think so. So we will have to remember that this is something that we need to do later. So let me open this link up here. That way I have it, and I know that later I will need to do this. I will need to install Mirror Select and run it. And that would be the command there to use it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's see, do I have like a notepad or something like that? Sticky note, cool. Yeah, we'll open up a sticky note, and we will just put copy this, load up our sticky note. Remember to run this command Perfect. Minimize that. Okay. Now we need to do the Gentoo eBuild repository. Second important step in selecting mirrors to configure the Gentoo e repository. This file contains the sync information needed to update the package repository. Configuring the repository can be done in a few simple steps. So we're going to do this. Control D. Boom. Now, next, copy the Gentoo repository information file provided by Portage, the newly created. Okay. Control C. Control V. Boom. Perfect. We could take a peek at it, but I trust it worked. Copy DNS, copy DNS info. Boop, 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 and we need to dereference it. All right, so now we're going to be mounting the, wait, hold on. Skip that, just add to your Portage Gentoo mirrors, specify your mirrors from list. I mean, I could definitely do that, but I'll run Mirror Select later. It's like you can skip it completely and entirely, it'll be fine. Who knows? I might be pulling down from like Gentoo repositories in Romania or some shit. I have no idea. Might be really bad, but yeah, we'll find out. That would be hilarious, though, if I'm pulling down for like Romanian servers. That would be great.
Yeah.
Right, let's mount and configure all of these. So you just got to run through all these commands here to mount these virtual things. The make op slaves operations needed for system D support later in the installation. So again, I could have skipped those, but we're not. We're just, again, it don't matter. It's not like it's going to be a problem. When using non-Gentoo installation media, this might not be sufficient. So again, it's important to remember to read the like warnings and shit here. So some distributions make devs SHM a symbolic link to run SHM, which after the C root becomes invalid. So what we need to do is run this command here, and then we also need to do this command here, and then this command here. Perfect. Now we need to enter the new environment. chroot into mnt.
Then you go out.
And then source /etc profile. And now export our chrooted PS1. Okay. If the Gentoo installation is interrupted anywhere after this point, it should be possible to resume the installation at this step. There is no need to repartition disk again. Simply mount the root partition, run the steps above, starting and copying DNS info to re-enter the working environment. This is also useful just in case we need that. Cool, nice tip, thank you. Okay, we've already mounted the boot partition. That's no problem for us. Now we need to configure portage. So now we could do image WebRSync. Let's do that.
Well, by the way, Tyler, I decided, hell with it. I'm going to patch DWM while you're doing this shit.
Oh, have fun.
I just figured, why not? I'm bored. What else am I going to do?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've done that. Optional updating the Gentoo. Yes, we'll also do this. Just in case it needs to be done. Why not? Can't hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it even specifies that this is not, shouldn't be needed, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Can't hurt. And then it also will go through here in the handbook and tell you about how to read news and everything in Portage. And again, this is kind of important to know because there's definitely going to be times when you're going to want to read what it's telling you, because don't be like Linus and just not read shit.
Blindly install something.
You know. Look, we understand, like, I understand that it happens to the best of us, but all I'm going to say is if you can, pay attention, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Linus didn't make a smart move and read before he installed Steam, and he blew up his install by doing that.
Yep.
But then again, he's a noob, so what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
E-select profile list. Look at that. Desktop is already selected. Perfect.
I'm gonna tell you the person that I actually like that works over there. It's the kind of the heavy set. It's kind of the heavy set
Anthony?
dude. Nah, I like him.
Oh, okay.
Anthony knows his stuff. You
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
was about to say, I was like, don't you be talking shit about Anthony. Like,
Oh no, I like
Yeah.
Anthony. Anthony knows his stuff.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the heavy set guy and
Yeah,
Linus.
he's heavy. He's the heavy set
Yeah,
guy.
him. Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
no, you were saying, like, I thought you said there was somebody that you didn't like.
No, I said no, the one that I like over there.
Oh, okay. Because that's who I was, like, when you said, I thought you said don't like, and I was like, wait, it has to be someone other than Anthony. It has to be. Like, and I was trying to think, I was like, who else there could you consider heavy set? Because, like, most of them are pretty small, like Linus, you know, like, when you see pictures of them together, they're either like, you know, like about Linus's same size, just taller. Like, that's pretty much everyone.
Uh-huh.
Which I hope Linus never sees like this clip of me saying that, because like if I ever meet him, that's definitely gonna be like, oh yeah, you're the person who called me short. Be like, fuck.
He ain't worried about that. He like, look, all the insults that he's taking over the year, he ain't worried about that.
Oh
I
no.
bet that probably
No,
is a
he's not. He's really not.
Well, I mean, he also had please tell me you guys have seen the roast. Like they did a
Yeah.
roast where like even his wife talked about how oh yeah, small penis. That shit cracked me up, man.
I'm sorry, that's just the same thing you don't say about your wife or your husband. And if
Yeah, yeah.
you go home and everything be all right, I don't care roast or not. They don't say, no, you don't call your wife flat
Oh
chest.
yeah. Oh yeah. You
Oh,
know that
no.
night at home was just awkward as hell. Just
Yeah.
it was great. I
I
love
bet
it.
you had to spill a whole lot of
You're
money on
asking
her.
for trouble roasting each other when you do that, Drew.
All right, so we're gonna do the updating the world set. I should have just gone ahead and do this, but we were talking. I didn't want to cut anybody off, but we are gonna go ahead and start updating the at world set. This is not gonna be too long. It's only 12 packages, but let's go ahead and run it. We'll see how long this takes, but updating the at world set is typically the longest part. But I will go ahead and say using the desktop profile, which if you have a laptop or a desktop and you're going to be using a like a Xorg, Weyland, whatever, like some desktop environment, you should choose the desktop profile. And trust me when I say when you don't choose the desktop profile and merge this at world set, it's going to be a lot longer. You're going to have a lot more packages. Just saying. And while this is running, give me just 1 second, boys. I'm going to turn on the fan and blow my nose real quick.
Yeah.
I just got to.
Oh. It must be hot as heck in there, huh, Tyler? Or whatnot.
Nah.
Yeah. I wonder if Josh is going to join tonight. He didn't.
I wonder.
Well, I know he's doing his own stream of D&D stuff right now.
Oh, that would be awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully he joins, but I highly doubt
You
it.
know, I wanted to get into poker. I wanted to play a
Poker?
lot of poker, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's only one thing I don't like about the Linux community. It come down, especially, and even when it comes down to games, they don't like putting a lot of screenshots up of their games. You
Of
can
what
go look
game?
at some of that game sections and looking at the games. A lot of them, if they have one screenshot up, you doing good. But I'm like, man, come on, put these screenshots up.
Wait, what games?
Now I'm talking about sometimes in the Linux community,
Mm-hmm.
even when you're dealing with a lot of gamers
Yeah.
who like
Yeah.
games, they don't like putting a lot of
Getting
screenshots up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you go to those sites where a lot of games are listed,
Yeah.
and it's most times it's just a bunch of text
Mm-hmm.
describing the game. But I'm like, throw them pictures out there. Them pictures are what make it sell.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's a good
AJ,
point.
to your AJ had a great comment. If you guys didn't see it in the live chat,
I find it euphoric.
compiling is the most painful part in Gentoo. I want to go ahead and address.
I
that
find it
'cause-
euphoric.
Exactly. It's one of those things where it's so. If you're doing Gentoo the right way, it's one of those things where hearing that from people makes you feel so good, because if you know how to install Gentoo the proper way, then compiling is not painful at all. It's a background process that's running where you, like, if I wasn't talking and streaming with you guys right now, I'd be watching a movie, watching something. Like,
Yep.
it's really not
Exactly.
that bad. It's
Yep.
like running Gentoo, and the times in which you're going to be compiling, it's either in the background so you don't even notice it, or two, it's an excuse to watch or catch up on the things
Yep.
that you
Yep.
that you haven't, because you're like, well, I'm not going to play a game right now. Like for me, I've wanted to go back through and I've been watching Harry Potter like a madman, because I really liked Harry Potter as growing up. I read all the books. I've seen all the movies probably like 2 times, and then I didn't know that Fantastic Beasts, which is like newer Harry Potter, like it's a new Harry Potter series. didn't know that was in the Harry Potter universe at all. I just thought it was like one of those magical movies, whatever, for kids. Didn't really pay attention to it. So I've been going back through and watching Harry Potter and stuff. And like Gentoo is just one of those things where like if I'm gonna have to compile, like for whatever reason, like I've decided today's the day I've put off updating for long enough, and I'm just gonna do it instead of playing games and shit like that. Just watch movies, or actually, to be completely honest, I have gamed while compiling too, so you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's just, well, I mean, you can definitely do it as long as you have a overpowered CPU like I do. Yeah, if you've got like a 4-core i5, I'm so sorry, but yeah, that's, you're not going to be able to.
You're not going to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, compiling with like 1 core so that you can use the other 3 for gaming, I mean, you might as like, yeah, you're going to be updating for like days.
Yeah. You're not going to get very far on that kind of a setup.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's what I will say. Like, if you're using a 4-core i5, if you dedicate 3 cores to when you compile, and you compile, like, again, once a week, like, maybe, like, once a week, you take 1 day, you let 3 cores run, and you binge watch some TV. I don't know. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. It's really not. It's just when you don't know how to install like this using a different live environment where you can do everything, and you also for some reason don't read the part of where you can specify how many cores are going to be used for compiling, that's when it can be a pain in the ass, because you can't do anything else other than just look at this terminal screen and just look at the beautiful text scroll by. That's it. Like, yeah, if that's the way that you approach compiling, oh my god, yes, it's painful as shit. But otherwise, it ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've devoted like 12 cores to my Gentoo install as well, because I also have a Ryzen 7 4800 with 8 cores, 8 cores, 16 threads, and
that's a good CPU, man. It's really good.
Yeah,
like, I'm telling you, man, all of the new. If you get a
Oh.
Ryzen 3000 to 5000 series, and you get either a 6-core or an 8-core CPU, dog, they are just beautiful, fantastic.
And plus the fact with my Ryzen tower upstairs, which is a 5600G, I don't need a graphics card in there. It's a good ass enough graphics to game on just by itself.
Yeah, I've taken the my 6600 XT out of this computer and played games at 1440p on my 5700G, and it can do it at the lowest settings at 60 FPS on some games.
Wow.
Not all of them, but some games. Low 1440p, it can actually do it at like 58 to 60 FPS, which is mind-boggling. Like, that is incredible.
And by the way, Tyler, the only 2 patches that I just applied to my DWM file was the XFCE panel patch and the auto start patch. That's all I've really added, because I know I'm kind of lazy using.
Wait, hold on. The auto start patch? You mean not the like the auto start script? Like you're talking about like
just the patch?
Yeah, just the patch. Okay, cool. Okay. Because there's another patch that's very similar to that one, and it's broken, like very broken.
I'm using the more modern one,
yeah.
And also, I applied the XFCE4 panel patch because that's what I want inside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my dot files because.
Yeah. And also, I just prefer to have that because I'd rather use that than have. Like customizing things to the bone.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing with mine. If anyone wants to see my DWM config or like what I've got going on, I've updated my dot files so like you can see like what I use in my system, the DWM patches I have, which I'm using 9 patches. So
That's
mine's
quite a lot.
yeah, mine's heavily patched, and I frack it. Like, dude, I love my DWM setup. Like, it's fantastic. Oh wait, hold on. We are CH rooted into the system now, so I could emerge this mirror select package. So that's what we need to do. Emerge. I should just be able to do mirror select. Merge mirror select. Perfect. Let's go ahead and emerge that, and then we will run it up here. Mirror select.
Yeah.
Control C. So that won't take too long.
Yeah.
See, using the desktop profile and everything didn't take too long. Linux JRM, you need a supercomputer to compile Gentoo. No, not really, not really. You just don't want to be running a 4th generation i5 and
No,
like,
heavens, no.
No, because at that point again, you're going to have to pretty much, other than being able to like watch some YouTube videos maybe, or like watch a movie with that one extra core, maybe. Like you're pretty much just gonna have to watch the compiling happen, which yeah, at that point, no, it's not good. But you know, even with an older i7, yes, you could definitely do it. Give 4 cores for compiling, let the other 4 threads be for, you know, watching movie, watching TV, whatever, browsing the internet, talking shit on Discord, all that stuff. Yeah, it works great. Okay, let's run the mirror select. Bash. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoops, we need to remove the /mnt/gentoo. There we go. Downloading a list of mirrors. Let's go through here. We want to go down to the US mirrors.
I'm gonna tell you what. At one point, I did have the mindset of wanting a rack mount system. That way, you can sit there and have different blades doing different things, and never have to stop doing what you really wanted to do. That way, if you want to compile something, put it in one blade and continue the game in the other. But that's some expensive crap to keep up, though.
Yep. And also what you'll find is when you want to do something like that, like a server rack or something, and then have it like wall like pipe cords through your walls or something like that, and go to your system, like you can definitely do it, but like Linus has done it before, and he can talk about like the problems that you'll experience like doing that. It's not like you can't overcome them, because he has, so you can definitely do it. It's just it makes like your system setup so much more of a pain in the ass. And like if one of those, like let's just say your DisplayPort cord or your Thunderbolt 3 cord or whatever you're using for like sending display or something like that, just the cord shits out, you're literally fucked. You have to pipe that cord out, like you have to sift it back out through the wall, then run another one through the wall, like all the way to your computer. It can get like a major hassle really fast.
Put like that. No, I would not go to the extent in which he went. Look, I'll have my room, and right next door to it will be where the server will be. I ain't piping. I ain't doing all of that stuff.
Oh, so you're just talking like running the cords like underneath the door, like straight out, like just.
Yeah, look.
See,
maybe,
look. Now I instantly know that you're definitely like not, in the room next to your wife 100%. Like if you're married, she's definitely not having to look at your setup, because any married guy would instantly be like, if my wife sees that, I'm dead. Like,
no, I don't play them kind of rules right there, because hey, look, this is what I would do. I would do it before you. I'll let you know this is what I would do. Now look, hey, I would even move this bad boy down to put it in the garage and fix it up real nice and smooth out there, where you never even have to see it.
Yeah. Or here's a great thing you could do. Like this is what I do. Hold on, let me see if I can pull my webcam. No, I can't. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Can I switch let me see if I can add another video capture device.
Because I went to what's the name? I went on go to Pinterest.com. Pinterest.
Mhm.
Man, you see some of the craziest computer builds in the world in there.
Oh yeah. All right. So I've got my webcam loaded up on stream so everybody can see it. But what you could do is something like this. Ooh, let me take my webcam down here. So you can kind of see my Ethernet cord down here. Like I've got
Yeah.
it piped down and it runs underneath my baseboard and around. So none of the like really fancy like, cord like piping and stuff needed, like not running through the walls. But that's how I get the cord cleanly down there over to my computer without Buddy being able to just play with it and chew on it and get electrocuted and me not have any internet.
I want to show you how I got my stuff running. You'll be like, how that wire even still working? It doesn't look. You'll be like, how? Why? You done ran over, you're sitting on top of it, it done script. You can see the 4 lines on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Alright,
twisted up. How that even still working?
Okay, so for use flags, I'm going to go ahead and say, don't do this right here, where you just add all of this shit in here. So let's vim into /etc portage make.conf. Oh my fucking god. Emerge vim. Perfect. So we'll emerge vim here. Oh, but to answer AJ, your question of which kernel will install, typically I'll just use the Gentoo distribution kernel, or that's what I used the last time I was using a Gentoo.
Yeah.
I don't know, this time around I may go manual because I can definitely.
Oh God.
I can definitely do it. I could just get the newest kernel straight from like the mainline website and customize it a little bit, remove a lot of Intel features and like that kind of shit, and then just boot it up. But to be honest, I don't really think I need to do that. I'll probably just use the Gentoo binary kernel. I don't know. It all depends on when I get to the next page and install like the kernel. Like I have a feeling I'll go with the easy distribution method because it works just fine, and my modified kernel is literally not going to perform better at all. At all. It might even perform worse. So
yeah, I would recommend. I'd recommend the distrid kernel binary, Tyler, just because I'm using that and my system works hella fine. So
same with mine. Like the Gentoo distribution kernel is just fine. It's pretty good. Okay, so now let's run vim in here. All right, so we got my Gentoo mirrors down there, got the makeups, everything. We have no use flags. What we do need to do is configure the accept_license variable, and that needs to be equal to, and we can go down here and see, like you got a whole bunch of different options down here. But you could do this option right here is for just allowing the @free. So essentially this minus and then asterisk here is say no to every other license and then say yes to the @free license. We are actually just going to make it this asterisk. Real simple. We're going to accept all licenses because I don't care. I'm fine with a EULA. I'm fine with anything. If you want to pick me in a license, I'm all fine with it. I'm okay. I am totally fine with. I'm just being sarcastic and a little hyperbolic right now, but I'm fine with it. All right, so we got the accept license.
I'm one of those people who just rolls with the way they do things.
Same. Where is, I know there's a page for the it has all of the use flags in there, all of them. I just need to see that page because I need to search for one. Gentoo use flags, because there's only one that I need, and I believe it's Zenorama. I'm pretty sure that's Zenorama, which is for multi-monitor support. So
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
Have you ever heard of Flaggy?
yes,
What
but
is
I've
that?
never used it, or
I've heard of Flaggy.
yeah,
I
flag
think
is
I've
right
used
there.
The heck is that?
Well, let's
It's
check
a
it out.
flag. It's a way. It's a helpful tool to help add and subtract use flags.
Okay, Flaggy
Oh,
is just
cool.
another handy CLI-based mangler for package dot whatever files. Although it is originally
use,
based on,
package dot whatever. Yeah.
it aims to be a nicer, more useful. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So use of the Portage API. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I've never used the Flaggy program myself. I might consider it my next install that I do if I do one.
Yeah, so, I mean, hold on. Let's search Zenorama Gentoo flag. Let's just search. Yeah. The reason I'm looking it up is because I thought the use flag was capital X, but it's not. It's just
No, it's just lowercase Zenorama.
So we do a use here equals, and then in quotes we're gonna do Zenorama. Because
I'd also recommend X, Tyler, just in case.
I didn't add that use flag in there last time, and it works just fine.
All right, no problem.
Because again, X should be one of the
Yep.
So
Default
let me go ahead and explain this for anyone who's in the stream who's not familiar with Gentoo stuff that much. So if you paid attention, if you've been watching the stream, at one point I downloaded the Gentoo tarball. Let me just search Gentoo tarball downloads. So I downloaded the desktop profile OpenRC. You could also get the OpenRC, and then eventually in the install, you're going to choose your profile. The reason you choose the desktop profile, or any profile for that matter, is it changes a lot of the defaults for like low-level stuff on the system, such as use flags. When you choose the desktop profile, because the desktop profile is meant for laptops or desktops where you're going to be using it as a desktop, it adds sensible flags by default, such as X. Because you're going to be using a desktop environment on a desktop system, they supply that use flag by default, so you don't need to add it. So when you see a lot of Gentoo tutorials or people using Gentoo and they have an absolute overwhelming shit ton of use flags, it's not that they're using Gentoo the wrong way, but they are using Gentoo in a way that they are not using a profile, which is fine. But the reason you would choose a desktop profile is because it makes stuff like that much simpler. You don't have to ensure that you're using every single possible use flag that you would ever need to know for your system, as well as other stuff. Like the desktop profile, this one includes rust-bin, because Rust as a package takes forever to build, and there's absolutely no reason, and on a desktop system you're pretty much going to need Rust nowadays, and so there's no reason for you to build the binary yourself. It's going to be the same as the binary that's already pre-built for you. There's literally going to be nothing different about it, or if there is anything different, it's again not worthwhile mentioning. But actually Buddy's passed out right now, but before that he was itching the fire out of himself.
Oh gracious!
How long does it take to install Gentoo on a modern computer end to end? Depends. This live stream is going to be.
On the. I was just going to say, Tyler. It depends on the cores, the RAM, the amount of processing cores again, and it varies on a lot of things. It's just one of those things that can't really be predicted on a personal level.
Yeah, it might have been. But to to say like the kind of question, like that's a really like I'm not downing you for asking the question at all, but I'm saying that's a question I get asked a lot, and it's kind of a flawed question because a modern system can mean anything. Like I can buy a system today that performs like shit, and I can also buy a computer today that performs awesome. So it really depends. Like
it depends on the user's hardware,
yeah,
unfortunately.
like you could have a computer that you consider a modern and ballin computer where you have a Core i5 that's really not all that great, but a GPU that's overpowered as shit, or vice versa. And it depends. Like gaming wise, yeah, that computer with an i5 and GPU is going to perform amazing. It's going to be baller as hell. But when it comes to compiling Gentoo, not so much. But yeah. I'm trying to make sure I don't
I
miss too
mean,
many
it
comments.
really, like Tyler said, I mean, I get asked this question a hell of a lot too. And, I can't specifically answer it for anybody because,
Now, if the question
unless
is,
you,
if you want to re-ask that question and phrase it in the how long would it take for my CPU, like give your model of CPU, then we can give you a much better like estimation of how long it's going to take you. And
like,
just
for
in case you're going to
example,
use this as criteria, like the duration of this live stream as a like deciding factor how long it takes to install Gentoo, please don't. I'm taking my time trying to explain stuff that I'm doing, so this install is definitely going to take longer. But
and that's not to say, that's not to say we don't want it to be informative. We do, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you really have to know what the F you're doing. You have to and if you don't, I would say install Arch first because,
well, yes, obviously, if you've never installed Arch before, that's a clear one. You definitely need to go install Arch, play around with Arch, get familiar with setting up an
before
Arch
you
system.
install Gentoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like Arch is if your goal is to get to a very heavily customized system that you know a lot about, like Gentoo wise, if you learn how to build an Arch system, Arch is much simpler to build and like get built up
And maintain and
yeah,
etc.
and you also learn how time systems or your time zones are set up, how your languages are defined, your keyboard. Like you learn a lot of stuff doing Arch first compared to just if you dive straight into Gentoo, which I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of. Look, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be terrible. And then at the end of it, you're gonna be like, I don't know how on God's green earth any person is insane enough to say that this is a good system, because it's crazy.
You're gonna hurting yourself trying to install Gentoo first before you walk into the world of Arch.
Yeah. And Nosy, welcome to the stream.
Honestly, I've done Arch after Gentoo myself, and I was like, what the F is this? And I'm guilty of that. And I was like, yeah, this is probably not a good idea. And I completely lost my shit when I tried to do that. And I'm like, no. So I completely swore myself off of Gentoo for a while after doing that. But I came back, after I had installed Arch a couple of times and that. And
well, Gentoo is one of those things, like I'll go ahead and say this. This is kind of the best advice I'll ever give you with Gentoo. Even if you're someone who's used Arch and you're familiar with, a Linux system and genuinely how it works, or mostly how it works, because obviously you're not, trust me, as someone who has tried to dive into LFS, if you're telling me you know exactly how Linux functions throughout, you're literally insane. You're bullshitting yourself and the rest of the world. You don't. There's no one person out there knows genuinely how an entirety of a Linux system works, because you'd have to know the source code of too many things for that to even be possible. But when you want to switch over from Arch and you have a good foundation, a good understanding, getting into Gentoo, one of the most critical parts is having other people who use Gentoo either around, like Ben's here talking with me now, or you have access to talk with them while you're installing, like I am here. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be
I
inside of a
mean-
live environment like this where you can reach out and talk with other Gentoo users, because at some point there's going to be something that you have a question about, or if you're doing this install like I am here, if you'll see throughout this live stream, I have stopped and read warnings and tips and stuff, and new person will forget to do that or not think about it, not notice it, and keep going. And when you skip stuff like that, a Gentoo user who's used Gentoo and tried to install it multiple times and has installed it and used it will literally know by your description of what you're talking about what you skipped, because it's very common for the Gentoo people that you're talking to have also at one time skipped that and ran into the same error. Like,
right. And that's what's good about the Gentoo IRC, for example. They will tell you what the heck you're doing wrong, especially if they've seen it before, and they will, point you in the direction or help you out to figure out what the heck you might have done by mistake or whatever.
yep. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set my time zone here, and then we are going to emerge time zone dash data. Cool.
And people, I will say this disclaimer right now. I repeat this for anybody installing Gentoo. Don't copy someone else's setup and try and use it as your own. That is the complete opposite of what you should do with Gentoo. Just saying.
No.
Because if you do, you're likely to screw up your install to the part where you have to completely restart all the hell over again.
All right, so
yes, you can follow like Dusk, Rager, or Meshi, or somebody like that, but don't copy them line for line for line for line. That is
you shouldn't be you shouldn't be copying blindly when it comes to Gentoo at all.
No.
Which
Even
is-
with the handbook, you don't do it line for line, copy paste the whole shebang. Read and follow accordingly.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I'll say. Like, people actually had that comment while I was doing the LFS install, that I was just blindly copying and pasting. That seems like what you're doing. And even in LFS, especially even more in LFS, like, yeah, a majority of it is just copying commands and running them, but a critical part is reading what the command is doing and
doing and understanding what you're doing.
Even if you don't fully understand through and throughout what the command is doing, you should at the very least be able to understand a general idea of what it's doing,
Yeah, a
how
general
it's doing
consensus
it.
of like for example, when it says SBU times, that's all that is really just how fast something or how slow something is going to be compiled. And the same thing with the make flags and the make ops, the etc. Those are those are roughly the same thing in LFS or Gentoo, and that's one of those things where you sort of have to understand how that crap works.
Yep. All right. And so now we are setting up our locales. So we're going to do, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Now we're going to do locale because we want to do 4, which is in us.utf. All right.
Yep.
So now we need to run /etc profile.
Holy cow!
To update.
This is insane, Tyler. So
Yes.
I'm doing a world update after switching into the desktop profile because I stupidly wasn't before. I have over 200 updates on Gentoo.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, man.
So
This is going to take a long time.
this command here, for anyone who's not really like keeping up with what we're doing here, so I've just selected the new locale lang variable, and now I've resourced from the /profile, and now we're going to go ahead and do an environment update, and then we're going to source the profile again, which again is not necessary because I've already done that, but that's besides the point. And then we're also going to set it back. We're going to also run the command for the chroot thing, so we get it back saying chroot. And then we'll go ahead and Control L this, get a clear screen, and now we're on to configuring and installing the kernel. So, eat.
Oh shit.
So now we're going to install the Linux firmware. And then here is something that I will say that is different than on stuff like Arch or whatever. On Arch, if you want to get your AMD U code or your microcode for your CPU, whether it be Intel, AMD, whatever, you have to install AMD-U code, the package for AMD. On Gentoo, you will have to install the Intel-microcode package for, your Intel CPUs, but on AMD you do not. There's not an AMD microcode package. It's provided in the Linux firmware package.
And also in the kernel.
Wait, hold on. What? Oh, okay.
I was just saying that the microcode is actually in the kernel versus for both processors actually, versus having to compile it.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna unpack all this stuff. Perfect. Get all that Linux firmware installed. Now it's time to compile or configure and compile the kernel sources. So we're going to install this. And we're not going to do a manual configuration or anything. We are going to do where is it? Using distribution kernel. That's what we're going to do. All right. Perfect. We've got that ready. Man, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to go grab like toilet paper or something. I'm going to have to blow my nose.
You're going to have to what?
Go grab toilet paper because I'm going to have to blow my nose again.
You're fine, dude.
Like, I swear, I don't know what's going on. Like, just installing this stuff's get me. Wait, what? Did I just? Oh, no. Now we're installing the sources. Not for a second there, I thought I reran the Linux firmware command. I was like, shit. Whoops.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, ow. Go over here. Got a pinched nerve in my shoulder. It's always great. All right. Gentoo sources. Oh, wait, hold on. I already ran this. So close that. All right, let me just go ahead. I'm going to go blow my nose.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Now let's select kernel list. Cool. Let's set it. And now there we go. Perfect. We got that all set up. Oh no, we don't need to do the manual config. Distribution kernel. Installing correct install kernel. Before using distribution kernels, please verify that the correct install kernel package for the system is installed. When using systemd boot, formerly gummy boot, install no. When using traditional /boot layout grub, the Gentoo variant should be installed by Gentoo. If in doubt,
Oh my.
I doubt we need that. Yeah, we don't need that. I'm not a doubt. To build kernel with Gentoo patches from source. C. A system administrators who want to avoid compiling the kernel sources locally can instead use precompiled kernel images. Nah, we're just gonna go ahead and do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Do it ourselves.
You're gonna do a manual kernel, Tyler?
No, I'm doing I'm building
Kernel
the
bin?
yeah, I'm building the kernel myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not grabbing the binary of.
Oh, so you're building the kernel manually through the install kernel?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say.
So I'm essentially just manually building the binary kernel. That's really it.
Oh.
I highly doubt there's going to be any benefit from doing it this way, but hey,
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, worst comes to worst, I get to talk with people watching the stream. Oh no, you would have Arch installed in 20 minutes. Yes, yeah, of course, Arch takes much less time to install. But yes.
Yeah, it takes less time, but it also doesn't teach you as much.
Well, there's that, but then also there is a Gentoo is one of those things where it's very surprising. Like you get into it and I love Pac-Man. I really do. Pac-Man is sick. But Portage is better. Like it's just undeniable. Like if you try it as a package manager, it is better. It just is. It's obviously more flexible, but then there's as much software availability as Arch praises themselves for, the same shit is here on Gentoo. Like installing Discord is as simple as it is on Arch. You portage not portage. Good Lord, if I could think for a second. Jesus. You just run the portage command for you emerge the package Discord. That's it. Emerge Discord. Sudo do as whatever you want to run. Emerge Discord. Bada bing, bada boom. You have Discord. It's simple. And that's my main point. For people, go and try and install Discord. As far as I know, Ubuntu is pretty much one of the only other places that's not an Arch derivative where it's that simple to install Discord. There's a lot of packages that you just install.
Exactly. And the one thing that bugs me about Arch usually is the fact that it's faster and it's more noob friendly to a degree. I mean, not to a big degree, but
to a degree.
To a point, yes. And while it is flexible, we'll say, it's not as flexible as something like Gentoo, where you can specify everything you want, boom, call it a day. I mean, it's just, that's the one thing I like about Gentoo, is the fact that you can, at a very minimal level, make it to wherever you want, nothing more, nothing else. And
Wayne, I mean, if you want to use Void or Slackware, just keep using them. It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not doing the live stream telling you, hey, I'm installing Gentoo, so you should too. No. Stick with what I've used Void. Void's really good.
Stay with whatever you want.
Never use Slackware. Don't care for Slackware. Will never try Slackware. I find it absolutely hilarious. The fact that I'm not interested in it typically pisses Slackware users off so much. Also, I said that the site design for Slackware was pretty bad. I didn't like it at all. And so many people in Matt's Discord, so many people were like, you don't like this? freaked out about it. They're like, what? How? What? Huh? There's no better site design out there. I'm like, Jesus, boys, I'm just saying. Personally, I don't like it. Fine. But yeah, like, use whatever you want to use. It don't matter. Gentoo is for professionals. Dog. If you think I'm a professional, you're kidding yourself. Me no professional. I mean, professional screw up, maybe. I could stand by that one. Gentoo is more suitable for daily use than Arch. I don't know about that one. Like, they're both suitable for daily use. I mean,
it's just you have to think about what you really want to do at the end of the day.
Well, yeah. I mean, also here's one thing. If your daily use consists of trying new programs constantly, probably you don't want to try out Gentoo. Just probably, like, because obviously, if you're compiling everything, it's going to take longer to do that type of stuff. So in that case, yeah, Arch would make more sense. Which is why, like, the blankets, like, a lot of blanket statements typically are just factually incorrect. Like, saying that this distro is best for these people is, like, there's a lot of distributions that people say would be perfect for me, but then aren't, because, like, yeah, like Elementary OS is a great example. I really like the aesthetic look of Elementary OS, and it functions just fine, but it shits itself whenever it sees my new hardware. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah, Elementary is not a good option for higher end machines of a modern age. That's why I don't use it, because yes, it's a good Mac clone, but at the same time, it's not meant for daily driving stuff.
Well, for you, it's not meant for daily driving. For plenty,
but it is for those who have old hardware. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, old hardware, and, like, again, like, the blanket statements are, like, just almost always untrue. Like, it's just, they, like, Elementary OS works great for the type of person who it works on your system and you're used to using Mac. Most likely, I mean, it's tailor made to look like Mac, so you're probably going to enjoy it.
It's tailored to be a Mac clone, basically,
and a good one. It's not like that Pear OS shit from back in the day. Yeah, actually, hold on. Let's go check and see if Pear OS is still a thing. I hope to God it is, because otherwise, oh my God, it is. It's still up. What? Oh no, their website is. Oh, they've removed all of the like
everything.
Dude. Oh my God, it's still up. Oh wait, nice core screenshot. What is this? What is this shit? Like, now they're going to an Arch based, and of course I'm getting, like, malware ads. Sick. Pear OS nice core. A new design, new base. Dog. Like, this is just when, like, I don't understand how this company hasn't been sued out of existence.
Sued out of its gourd, yeah.
Like, dude, it's a blatant ripoff of Mac OS.
It's a ripoff of Mac OS, yeah.
Like, it's not even like Elementary OS where they're doing something like, yeah, they're taking the aesthetic, like, style and doing their own thing with it. This is just like, we tried to make it look exactly like it. Like, I remember in the past when they were using copyrighted, like, they were using images and app icons and everything pulled directly out of Mac OS.
That's bad.
Oh yeah.
And also highly illegal.
Well, yeah. Well, hold on. Let's go back. So here, like, this is one of their latest versions. Like, and you can see the screenshot. They're using the Finder icon, Safari icon, iMessages icon, Mail.
Yeah.
Like, they're using copyrighted icons and stuff for their OS.
It's like directly forked the Mac icons.
Yeah.
And put them into their system. Like,
oh, it's not even like you can't even call this a fork. Like, it's a direct copy and paste. Like,
a direct copy clone of Mac OS.
Like, I remember when the first time I was, like, seeing Pear OS, like, even then I was thinking, like, these guys must not know anything about copyright. Like, nothing.
No. That is a direct copy paste of the Mac icons into Linux. You're not supposed to do that. That is just...
I believe they're also using copyrighted music in this.
Yeah.
Sick.
It wouldn't shock me, Tyler. I mean, they are literally fine copying the Mac environment.
Dude, I love how they have an install tutorial for the
Yeah.
Calamaris installer, like, which is, by the way,
Like
the most
that
simple
doesn't...
installer.
That's the most simplest piss easy installer.
Yep. I play around with various programs, but basically live in Vivaldi and Discord.
I mean, it's freaking
Look.
easier than a Mac OS install.
Okay, so for one, Tim, you have just highlighted something that I absolutely need to talk to you about. Since you're a Vivaldi user, I've always wanted to talk with a Vivaldi user about how and why you use Vivaldi. When it comes to using Vivaldi, do you use it because it's more of a full, like, suite, like, built into one? Like, is that why you use it? Because I'm always confused by Vivaldi, because I go into Vivaldi thinking I want a web browser, and then it's literally like 7 different programs all face fucked into one, and they're just given to you. Like it's like they have an email client in there, like they got a lot of stuff in there. So is that why you use Vivaldi? Like it's just all in one kind of suite together? Because like that's why I've always wanted to talk with a Vivaldi user, because for me Vivaldi is just like, it's an aggressively overdeveloped browser. Like it's, for me it's kind of like a work suite but made into a browser, which is always confused me, because I'm like, this is more than a browser. You should market it as more as a browser, or more of a browser. I just like the way it looks. Oh, okay. Valid. But I've always wanted to talk to somebody who's like hardcore, like, you know, like Vivaldi, or like, you know, ride or die Vivaldi user, and been like, because that's what I assume most people use it for, because it's a big suite all in one. I know you can remove a lot of the stuff from Vivaldi, but it's very weird to me, because it's like Vivaldi is a company that I don't really understand, because like 95% of Vivaldi is open source, like what they've taken from other projects like Chromium and such, and then the other 5% is their proprietary shit that they've developed. And like then they also talk about, like, again, this is Vivaldi as a company. They talk about people who take code that's not theirs and use it are despicable people and the scum of the earth, and that's literally what they did. Like that's how they made their browser, like literally how they made their browser. And but then on top of that, they're marketed as just a browser, and when I install Vivaldi and open it, it's way more than a browser. I'm like, you guys should, like, you guys have a product that I know people would be interested in, because it's like an internet suite. You know, like if you do almost all your stuff in the browser and almost all your stuff is online, Vivaldi is a great browser, because it's an email client, it's a to-do list, it's all of this stuff shoved into one thing. But then they market it as it's just a competitor to Chrome, which I'm like, what? Like you have like a pretty much a developed Office suite here. Like, why don't you market it as that? Because like I'm sure people would want that. But
yeah,
for me, like when I just want a browser, that's what confuses me about Vivaldi, because it's so much more than a browser. I'm like, dog, I just want to click on my bookmarks and open up tabs. That's it. I'm a troglodyte. Like I don't need all these features.
no. I mean, there's a lot of programs. There's a lot of programs out there that I think just have way too much bloat in.
Yeah.
But that's Linux tools for you sometimes.
See, hold on. Even their link now with built-in translate mail and calendar. Like, see, like this is my point. Like you get so much shit with Vivaldi, like so much stuff, and
It's too many apps thrown into one.
yeah. Like, see, like you have your how much browser do you want? Like, like, please, you get my point. Like, yeah, you can
Right.
remove all the features.
It's
But
got so much junk built into it. It's like, why?
like, see, you even have a notes manager. I didn't even know that. Out of all the stuff that I knew was built into it, I did not know that you had a notes manager too.
It's like, bruh, you're including all this bullshit
Yeah.
inside of.
Well, I mean, for me, that's the way I feel about it. I totally understand the people who are like, "This is awesome." Like, I don't relate with that, but I can understand that mindset.
No. Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I'd rather have something like Chromium or maybe hell even Qt browser or something a little bit more
Just
browser
browser.
centric.
Yeah, just browser. Like, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, suffice it to say, Chromium is kind of open source, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, even that I would consider over Vivaldi. That's just me, but to each their own, as we always say.
Yeah. Now, the only person I've ever tried to or the only people who I'm like, you need to stop using that browser is the people who use what's Oracle's browser? What was that called? Or what's that called?
I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Oh, good lord. Or no, wait. Maybe it started off as an Oracle browser and then they sold it off for something. What is that?
Are you thinking of Opera?
Opera. That's it. Opera. Yeah. If you're using Opera, please, God, stop. Like, it's not because Opera is bad.
I don't know anyone but my buddy Ricky, Yukio Master 88, who uses that browser somewhat.
Look, if you're using Opera, I'm not saying I have no opinions on Opera browser. I'm sure it's a totally fine browser. I'm positive. But do not support and like boost a company's metrics that also decides that they're going to make a gaming browser, which this is the most ludicrous bullshit I have ever been fed by a company. Like, this thing here is the most egregious, like we know you're stupid and we're gonna dick you for it. Like, this is a gaming browser that is literally just Chromium with a whole bunch of plugins and themes built on top of it. And it's sold to you as it must be faster or it's a more performant browser than the other ones you're gonna find, which is literally insane. If you add more code and more features, like, I don't know, a performant, like you have a system monitor in your browser, it's not going to be faster. Like, by definition, if I take Chrome and add 15 plugins in it and then gave it to you and you told me it was faster than your regular Chrome, like, I would get ecstatic because that means you're the person I can sell anything to. Like, I can sell you anything and you'll believe it as long as I told you firsthand. Like, this browser is the most egregious BS ever. It's stupid. And I know people who use it. And, like, I'm telling you, if you use it, that's fine. But please stop. Like, just please stop. It's okay to make mistakes. Just don't keep using it. It's a terrible browser. This one in particular is terrible and egregious. Not just because, like, I'm not saying the browser's going to perform like shit. I have no idea. I've never touched it because I will not support a company that does this. But I'm sure the browser's fine. But the whole marketing behind it is fake. It's a lie. Like, the marketing behind this thing is an egregious lie. And if a company is willing to lie about a product like this, most likely they're okay with lying or doing malicious shit behind the scenes in their regular browser. don't use it. Let this browser and the company behind it die, and let the people go on and get better jobs doing more worthwhile stuff elsewhere in the industry. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's all I was gonna say too. I mean, I'm not gonna rat on somebody just because they want to use the browser of their choice, but personally, I couldn't see myself using something of that nature.
you know, like, I mean, even if it's a fine browser, figure out what
Yeah.
Chrome, like, figure out what extensions they're using, or just hack them and get their source code and do it in Chrome. Like, literally do anything
Yeah.
else than use it, because it's not that you're doing anything wrong or you have poor taste in browsers or anything. It's just you're
No.
supporting a company that is blatantly lying about their product, which is a problem. Which,
Yeah,
by the
that is a
way,
bad choice.
on the website, I didn't even go into it, but there's actually no statements on here about, as far as I know, they fixed the like, now it's more broad statements like get unparalleled gaming and browsing experience on mobile and desktop. Like,
Oh
they've
boy.
they've changed the wording of this website since they initially launched because of the backlash they got, because it was so like, they were saying things like, like, you can go on the archives and look it up. Like, some of the claims that they were making about this browser were literally ludicrous, and not okay. So, again, don't support Opera. And,
Nah.
like, they just let the company or the like Opera and GX and any other stuff, let them die, and let those developers go and do something worthwhile elsewhere, because
Yeah.
any company that's
I
willing to
mean,
blatantly lie when they launch a product is not one that you should be supporting.
no. I mean,
But
I don't even. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm sorry. I was just going to respond. So Miguel, for one, welcome to the stream, and also, yes, I am going back to Gentoo, where we just finished. Actually, right now, just finished compiling the kernel, which is beautiful. Chef's kiss. Now let's do the dep clean. And what were you going to say before I rudely
Nothing.
cut
I was
you
just
off?
gonna say. I actually lost what I was gonna say in my mind.
And that would be why I said rudely cut you off, because I definitely
It's
did.
all good. It's all good. But yeah. If you're wondering, folks, why Gentoo has moved to drag cut instead of what do you call it? Gen kernels in NetRAMFS, it's because Gen kernel is not actively as maintained anymore, from what I understand. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, they're slowly moving over to solely the distribution kernels, I think. So yeah, that's just my guess as to why. I'm honestly not sure, but yeah.
Okay, so distribution post-install / upgrade test. Distribution kernels are now capable of rebuilding kernel modules installed by other packages, which controls a subslot dependency on virtual dist-kernel. So do I need to add that use flag dist-kernel? Because I didn't add that one last time. I didn't have any problems.
It might. Yeah.
Oh wait, enabling this on packages like ZFS, ZFS-Kmod allows them to automatically be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then don't
yeah,
worry
no,
about
yeah,
it.
I don't need that. All right, manually rebuilding the NetRAMFS. We could do this, but as far as I know, we don't need to. Again, it says if required, which I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't matter.
Let me just go back up. Yeah. See, we're doing drag cut, doing all that stuff, so we're good. We're good there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
So we can skip that. We don't need to manually rebuild. And if any of these modules, particularly like CFS and shit, are needed early boot, we could rebuild that, but we don't need to.
Yeah.
So let's go to kernel modules, configuring the modules. To view all available modules, run the find command. Sure, we'll find all the modules. Why not? Well, that was awesome. None.
What?
Cool. Okay. For instance, to automatically load. Wait, hold on. for instance, the and enter the module name in it, the actual file. Oh yeah, we don't need to do this. Okay, so now let's go. Continue on to configuring the system. We don't need to do any of that.
Yeah.
Control L. All right, file system information. So we need to now do the FS tab, which is going to be awesome. So to do that, let me also load up another terminal. And because we can do blkid here, and then we can get the UIDs for everything. So let's go vim/etc/fs tab, and let's go down here. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have a CD-ROM drive. I actually like powered it in and plugged it. Wait, hold on. Yo, I actually have a CD tray. I totally forgot about that. I actually like plugged this shit in. Hold on. Let me enable my Brio and show you. I actually got it. Oh, it's behind my microphone. No. Lift this up. Yeah. See? Got a disk drive, boys. Oh shit. Let me go back in there. Yeah. Yo. I feel so retro right now. You know, I actually have a working disk drive in my computer. Perfect.
That's impressive, Tyler.
Oh,
I actually have one in my tower as well.
Yeah, no, like I've never, like, I've actually had this disk drive in the computer for a while now, but I never gave it power or anything because I just didn't need it or anything. I'm like, why don't just this time when I was putting everything back together, I was like, why not? Just hook it up. Come on.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. But to answer, Miguel, your question of why am I going back to Gentoo, mainly because I really liked it, and also there's also there's no real reason for me not to, because gaming performance in some games like Valheim was better in Gentoo for some reason. Don't know why or whatever, but hey, it was that way, and that's why I'm going back. Also, I like it. Like, I just genuinely, that's pretty much the main answer is I like it.
Is that?
Yeah. So let's see if I X here. Oh no, wait.
And plus, I've been daily driving Gentoo now myself for like a little over a month, maybe. Happy with it.
Nvme 0n1p1 /boot /vfat. Let's do defaults. Wait, hold on. See, that is not defaults and no A time should be fine for
yeah, it should.
For a hold on, let me see that should be fine for shit, what am I trying to say? For a UFI install. There we go. UFI boot partition. Now let's do /dev/ nvme 0n1p2, and that's going to be none swap and sw and 00 and /dev/nvme 0n1p3 for the boot partition, and this one's going to be /ext4 and no A time 01, and then hold on. Okay, do I have a CD-ROM drive in here? No, I have SRO0. Oh no, wait, SDA1 part /CD-ROM. No, that's the boot. No, that's my USB drive. So it is SR0. So we could do this /dev/SR0. and do this to /mnt/cd-rom and do auto, no auto, comma, user 00. Q. App editors, Nano virtual editor is part of, wait, hold on, what did that say?
Let me check.
App editors / Nano virtual editor is part of your system profile. Unmerging it may be damaging to your system. Get the, oh my God, get out of here. Nano can get fucking axed any day of the week. Don't you even play games with me.
We don't need Nano as part of the computer.
Hell no. All right. Due to degradation in performance, defining the discard mount option in // is not recommended. It's generally better to schedule block discards on a periodic basis on a general schedule. Yeah. Yep. All right. Networking information. That's next up. Let's do host and okay. Let's do vim/etsy/conf.d net. And then in here, let's do so it needs to be created. Okay, DNS domain DNS domain _LO equals. Oh no, wait. Yes, I am doing the conf.net first. Whoops, I need to do hostname next, but I should have done that first. Whatever. Home network. WQ. Now let's do vim host name and here and let's do this being Roseville. And then system D. We're setting the host name tux. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Oh, no, we don't need system D. Network. Yep, we are going to need DHCP/CD. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. We want it. And we're going to add DHCP/CD to the init system, and then we're going to go ahead and start it. And oh no, we don't need to do the system CTL. Net IRC. This is one particular way of setting up NetRC. Other messaging sent similar setups. Okay. Yeah, no, we don't need to do that. No. So now the host file. Need to do vim. /etsy/host. Okay. 127.0.1. We want to do Roseville dot home network. Wait, did I spell that right? Yeah, home network. Roseville local host. Okay, and then we want to do local host for that, and we don't need to do anything else. DQ. I have PCA. What is PCMCIA? What is that?
It's an older network technology that's not really used anymore.
Okay. Now let's do a password. And now this is for the root system. And for everyone who's new to Gentoo, let me just go ahead and say this. Gentoo is a little bit of a sleut when it comes to allowing you to get by with using weak passwords. On Gentoo, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to use a pretty secure password. or Gentoo's not going to play nice with you. Just saying.
Yeah.
You got to
it
actually
won't.
use secure passwords.
Yeah. Although there is a way around that, it's not recommended to work around it. Just saying.
Okay. I don't think this is necessary, but we're going to go in here anyway. conf.d/key maps. Yeah. Okay. conf.d. Yep. That seems good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's move on. So now we're going to be installing system tools. We're pretty much done, except for the bootloader.
These are really optional, but
yeah,
just recommended.
Yep. I'm gonna install sysk logd. Wait, to install system version on OpenRC. I was confused because when it said on OpenRC, I was like, wait, did I just run, like, is there a different sysk logd package for it? Like, I thought there was, like, the regular one was for systemd for some reason. There would be a modified version for OpenRC. No, now systemd does not require cron daemon as timers.
No, systemd is not necessary with Gentoo.
Yep. And so we're going to install Crony, even though I don't really use them, but we're going to go ahead and do it because who knows, I might eventually mess with cron tabs, or what, you get my point. I might actually use cron jobs eventually. All right. Come on, Crony. You can do it. Just finish up real quick. Beautiful. Beautiful job.
Mm-hmm.
All right. File indexing. Again, also not needed, but I'm still going to do it because I actually do like having it. Now we also need to make sure that I can SSH into this thing if need be. Okay. Yes, serial console is active. Oh, nope, we do not need that. File system tools. Here we go. We will need to emerge. We want to emerge E2FS progs, DOS FS tools, and I think that's it. Merge those two. Didn't we just install DHCPD?
I think you did, yeah.
Why is it? Huh.
That's a good ass question, my friend.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Very weird. Yeah, I know we did. We installed DHCT and added it to the
activated it. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I'm not going to do it again. We've already got it.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Control C. And even though I'm not using wireless at the current moment, I do have a wireless chip in here, so I'm going to go ahead and install some tools for wireless.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get them downloaded and set up. And again, take care of everything before I'm already in it. That way I don't have to do any of this crazy stuff afterwards. This is another reason why Gentoo is kind of nice, because, like, yeah, the install takes a long time, but by the end of it, you're not going to have to, like, go back through and change some stuff, or down the line want to Change.
No,
You got it set up the way you wanted it the first time.
at that point, yeah. There's no reason not to jump the gun on anything.
No.
And I personally don't, because I'm always on my laptop, on my desktop very seldomly. I always go network manager, but that's just me. Because I mean, if you're going to be on a laptop, you're going to want your Wi-Fi to work. So just my 2 cents, use network manager unless you're on a tower using Wi-Fi, which I don't know why you would be, but if you want to, go ahead. I mean, Wi-Fi on a tower is kind of, one of those things. It's kind of a niche case, you might say.
Yeah, it is very niche. Only because if you're using wireless on a desktop, it's only because you can't run the Ethernet cord to where you are for some weird reason. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have a mesh network at my dad's house and my mom's house, so because they have that, I don't really have that problem. So because we have a mesh network at my house, it's
yeah, there are
not a big deal for
There's
me.
plenty of places to plug in,
An Ethernet. Yeah.
All right, so we want to use grub. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
install grub.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I'm lucky enough to have an Ethernet connection in my room, so I don't have to worry about using Wi-Fi anymore.
Oh, wait, hold on. We select no there. We're not going to go ahead because we need to echo the grub platforms into our make.conf. Let's go ahead and open it up. Portage make.conf, only because it plops it in down here, and I'm going to take it, and I like to keep it right up here. That way it's kind of up there with the stuff that I add, and I know where it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's literally just one of those formatting things that makes me happy. It's not needed or makes sense for any reason.
One sec, Tyler. I'm gonna get a soda and another laptop from upstairs.
All right. Okay. Just take your time, Okay, and then we're just gonna do UE5. I gotta be honest. Like, I mean, for a Gentoo install, we're only 2 hours, and like we're close. We're closing into 2.5 hours, and I've taken my time, kind of explaining, talking about what's going on, and we're literally only close to 2.5 hours done, and we're pretty much done. Past this is just going to be installing my own programs. Like, after I get grub installed, I could literally just boot up the system. I won't, because I'm going to install some more stuff before I test it out, because I'm extremely confident that this is fine. Let's Control C, Control V, and this needs to be /EFI because that's where we put it. Dash target, yeah. We could do dash bootloader dash ID equals in all caps grub. It's not necessary, but we're still going to do it anyway. Oh, actually, that's not even an option on Gentoo. Did not know that. Okay. Huh. I thought that was still an option. I guess on Gentoo it already gives it that option. Cool. All right. So now let's configure it. Shift V. We're not going to use Lilo or EFI Boot Manager or SysLinux, neither. So now we could just reboot and we're done. Like 2 hours and 20 minutes in, this install is done. I could literally just boot up into it and start using it. I'm not, because I should go ahead and do some more stuff. And as far as I know, this is where it's going to go through like adding users and stuff like that. So let's take this and we're going to add this user called Zaney in here. And we're going to add him to the wheel group, the video group. Is there any other groups that I should be in that you can think of off the top of your head, Ben?
Power.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. Power. I think that's probably all of them. Audio, video, power. Power does not exist. Really?
You're good then.
Creating mailbox file. No such file or directory. That's cool. Totally fine. Password Zaney. Oh, I did not misspell it. Not see that. What am I going to make the password for my user? We've already removed the tarball. That. Okay. I mean, I could go ahead and do more configuration from right here, but
I am back, you guys.
Oh, welcome back. I've created my user, and we are all done. We are all done.
Awesome.
I could go ahead and install X here and do all of that stuff, but I won't. I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream here on a really, really high note. It took us less than 2.5 hours to get Gentoo completely installed, working, and all that. Let me move this. I'm going to make this full screen. Yeah. So overall, it was a super easy install. No problem. Didn't take that long. Like, most people expect a Gentoo long.
What he means is, folks, is we're going to do the post installation off screen.
Yes. Well, I'm not. There's some stuff that it makes sense to just do inside of the new user environment, like installing XDG dash user dirs. Yeah. Getting all that stuff installed, Xorg, all of that. I mean, I could, again, do Xorg from right here, but it doesn't really.
It's going to take more time to do it that way versus doing it off the stream.
Yeah. So we have successfully installed Gentoo. It was not that painful of a process. Yes, it's more time consuming than Arch, obviously, but
it's not that much different.
Yeah. But also I could have made this a lot. The biggest part that took the longest time was I actually manually compiled the binary distribution.
Kernel.
Yeah, or kernel. And
I'm out, but I gotta go. I hate to cut you off, but I hope you guys have a good night.
You too, man. It was good having you here.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye. You too.
All right.
But yeah, like honestly, there's not much like more complicated stuff that we could go through. It didn't take long. It wasn't that hard of an install at all.
No.
Really don't know, man. It was not bad. It was not bad at all.
Yeah, and I was here just answering basic things, helping out, etc.
Yep. And thanks everybody in the chat and everything. I keep thinking I'm talking like I've got 2 webcams. Okay, it's confusing. All right, but for everybody who's been in the chat along with me, and along with me and Ben doing this install. Thank you guys. I
No
hope all of you
worries.
guys enjoyed the live stream.
Yeah.
And I guess what I can do is I'll do a follow-up after this stream. I probably won't do a like video or live stream or anything like that, but what I will do is as soon as I get Xorg and all of my dot files pulled back in, all of that stuff, I'll take a picture with my phone of the screens and everything, and I'll do a little post letting everyone know that, hey, the install did go completely successful. There was no problems. All that stuff.
And if Matt at the Linux Cast wants me on his live stream for Gentoo, don't hesitate to contact me on Discord. Just wanted to throw that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, good job, Tyler, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Everybody
catch
in
ya.
chat.